Yo, what's happening, people? It's your boy Griggs, and welcome back to Griggs Talks, where we talk all things sports, where we talk all things Manchester United. Obviously, uh, once again, more transfer news for United. Woke up this morning to some horrible transfer news. Last week we woke up to Lenny Yoro news. This week we're waking up to Denzel Dumfries news. What a change of events after 7 days. But we'll talk about all that. Obviously, AWB most likely going to stay unless he goes into a swap for Denzel Dumfries. The selling market for us has kind of gone cold. It looks like we're not going to be able to shift any players off the club, which might get peak. And then also yesterday we had a couple left back links: Tyreek Mitchell, Henkel, and then one that threw me out of left. When I was out of left field, and Marcos Alonso made no sense to me at all, but is what it is. And then we also might take a look at the ESPN list of the top 25 players of the 21st century. I saw the list, but I was not very happy with it. Whoever made that list will have to pay for their sins against humanity because it was one of the worst lists that you could possibly see. I want to know who made that list. Was it Yanks? Was it the Americans? Because if it is, I understand why people say Yanks can't talk football. Because if it was made by Americans, then honestly, we should not have a right to speak because that was an abomination of a list. But we'll probably get into that later. But obviously, first we gotta do the business, and the business is covering Manchester United news. So make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Leave your comments. Try to answer as many as I can. Any questions, all that kind of stuff. And we should probably be here for I'll probably say a good hour before I have to go to work, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. So obviously, Wan-Bissaka has been the topic of discussion the past 24 hours. Big up Uthman, big up Uthman. You're always here first, man. I appreciate you. That's why I made you mod, man. So yeah, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Denzel Dumfries. Obviously, Denzel Dumfries has been a link with United ever since Ten Hag became manager. It's been summer after summer, and every summer it doesn't happen. I become more happy. But now with Aaron Wan-Bissaka wanting to go to Inter Milan, according to David Ornstein, Denzel Dumfries, who's probably appreciated by Ten Hag, a swap makes sense from that perspective. From my perspective, it makes no sense because, in my opinion, I think we'd be downgrading if we go from Wan-Bissaka to Dumfries because Dallo is Dallo, right? He'll be there. He'll be the starting fullback no matter what. But at least for Wan-Bissaka, he gives you something of an alternative to Dallo where you could utilize him in certain game situations, whether it be you need someone to lock up another team's winger. That's when you bring out Aaron Wan-Bissaka, that kind of stuff. With Denzel Dumfries, what would you need to bring him out for? If you need a goal, maybe you bring him out for that. Maybe you try to bring him out for that. He is somewhat decent going forward. He does have some output in him. But defensively, he's gash. For me, he's not really a back four kind of fullback. Anyway, he's more of a back five kind of wing back. And if we're gonna go for a back five wing back that's Dutch, might as well go get Jeremy Frimpong at that point, in my opinion, because at least his output level and potential is much higher than Denzel Dumfries. So for me, it makes no sense as a transfer. I really hope that it's just kind of past links just getting used again, hopefully. Because for me, that transfer makes no sense. Obviously, Mazraoui is not going to West Ham. They wanted Wan-Bissaka, so that rules them out for the Wan-Bissaka sweepstakes. Apparently, Wan-Bissaka even rejected West Ham. So our players, man, our players are like so picky where they want to go to their next club. They don't want to bless us and just take offer and just want to go to other clubs. What's wrong with Wan-Bissaka and not wanting to go to West Ham? What's wrong with West Ham? Like I want to know what's wrong with West Ham. They're in London, top 10 club in the Premier League. New coach in Lopetegui who's pretty attacking, also pragmatic at the same time. I think Wan-Bissaka would have fit that. And yeah, man, what's wrong with that, bro? Nice city to live in. Probably would have gotten. Actually, I think his wages were a problem as well. See, that's the issue, man. This is why we are paying for the sins of the past. That's what United are doing. We are paying for the sins of the past with Wan-Bissaka and Edwards in general. Who else is there? That made the mistake. John Murtaugh. We're seeing with the Hetafe Mason Greenwood shit. So it's like, bro, it's peak, man. It's peak. Rather younger, more promising fullback. Yeah, bro. I think when you look at right back, I've always wanted a fullback that can play both sides because let's be real. We'll get to left back and stuff like that very soon. But for me, United are gonna. I would just like at least a fullback that's younger that can compete with Dallo. Dumfries can't compete with Dallo, man. I promise you, he's not competing with anything. Dumfries, if we have injuries, we still offer us the option of playing attacking foot. I mean, at least he keeps the width, to be fair. So I'll give him that. That's the only thing I'll give. I need no, we don't need that. You're fine. Don't put that into the world, man. We don't need that. Don't bring Dumfries into my club. West Ham and Palace are rivals, so I don't think you can do this, but they got to give it up, bro. The issue United have is players like Maguire, AWB, McTominay are too comfy. Yeah, obviously McTominay is comfy. To be fair, though, Fulham did kind of shag us with the offer, and then they ended up spending 35 million for Emerson Smith-Rowe, who has played about 2 games in the last 4 years. But anyway, nonetheless, a Dumfries Anthony right hand side would make me permanently. Yo, honestly, bro, I was talking with my boys at work yesterday. We was talking wrestling. We was talking basketball. We was talking baseball. Anthony Dumfries right hand side would actually make me stick to those sports permanently. Right back, least of our issues. I wouldn't say least of our issues. Obviously, in terms of Aaron, we do have a starting right back. And we have someone I guess that can somewhat compete as a backup, but is he the optimal backup? Not really. But it is probably likely that Wan-Bissaka leaves on a free, which means that's literally the definition of $50 million down the drain, as we used to sing about Anthony Martial. So yeah, that would be an issue, but is what it is. Hopefully, I don't. At the end of the day, from what it looks like, United are really prioritizing left-footed players, and I think the only way we get a right back is if it's a Wan-Bissaka swap deal, because I don't think he's going to leave to another club because of his wages. So we'll see what happens. But speaking of left-sided players, let's transfer over to that. Yesterday, I think Laura Will talked about United prioritizing left-sided players, whether that's particularly at left center back and left back. And one name for me that stuck out to me was a player that fits both positions. So 2 birds with 1 stone type beat. David, I think it's David. I think David's his first name. David Hanko from Feyenoord. I think he's Hungarian as well. Played. I've heard good things about him from Feyenoord. Apparently, they rejected 25 million for Atletico Madrid, so he's about 35 million in price. Yeah, David Hanko. Thank you. Hannibal measures on advanced talks to Rangers. That is a terrible loan move. Our loans are. Hey, David, my mind. There you go. David Hanko, man. I heard good things about him when I watched him at Feyenoord in the Champions League. He looked decent. He looks tactically astute. The fact that he can play left back and left center back is very nice. United don't have many left-footed players, so big up Messi. Big up. And yeah, I think it'd be a good option in my opinion. Obviously, 35 million might get sticky, but United also, I think, have the funds to kind of spend on that kind of position. It doesn't look like that's one of the positions where we have to sell to buy as like a right back or midfielder. So yeah, also Tyron Malacia is not even on the USA tour. He's still recovering from a knee injury from a year ago. I don't even know what kind of knee injury requires this much of a length of a layoff, bro. His leg must have been like close to amputation, like allegedly or something like that. Because I don't understand how long it takes. So I would love to bring in a Hanko. If we can maybe negotiate the price to like 27 to 30 mil, that'd be nice. Maybe we can send someone to them on loan. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But I think he'd be a great option. The other 2 people though, I mean Tyreek Mitchell, I'm not 100% mad at. I do think he's a little bit overrated. But he's a decent fullback. I don't know how you play in the system and stuff like that though. But Marcos Alonso was the worst link I've seen us get in a long time, and I've seen us get some bad links in a while for Man United. But Marcos Alonso would be the worst transfer that United have ever made. I generally don't understand where that came from. That must be made up. I generally don't understand where it came from. They must have like accidentally read the scouting report from like 2017 and added his name by accident. Like that's what must have happened. So yeah, I don't understand where that came from. But for me, David Hanko's probably the number 1 choice. Today there were more links with Antonio Silva. They threw that name back in there. No, thank you. I appreciate that, but no. Checking on for the Arsenal games because that's a good point, man. That's a fair point. But yeah, Tyreek Mitchell. I mean, I think Tyreek Mitchell is a little bit more of an advanced version of like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, a little more techy, long limbs, all that kind of stuff. So kind of like the left-footed version. Both came from Palace, so it would make sense in that retrospect. But I don't really trust Tyreek Mitchell attacking wise. I think for me, he's a liability in that. And at least with Hanko, it's like, yes, Hanko's a center back playing as a fullback, but tactically, at least he could tuck in to like as a center back and play build up like in the 3, or maybe kind of be comfortable playing central center back, that kind of stuff. So I'd rather that, but it'd be interesting with that because at the end of the day, you also when you have Marcus Rashford left wing, you need an overlapping fullback. None of those options, bar or Marcos Alonso, kind of overlap. So that's where my issue lies with that. So it's like a very different mess of profiles once again. Personally, I've heard about this guy Coyote. I think he plays for Fiorentina, I believe. I heard good things about him, so I think he's also on the list of United. So yeah, Iskandar says, feel bad for this Malasia guy. I hope he will be back with us and just play. Yeah, but I hope honestly everything is well with Malasia, and we do need him back, man. We do need him back. We think we use Lissandra at left back if we get another center back. I don't think so. I'm not as long as Ten Hag is manager. Maybe if another gaffer comes in eventually, but as long as Ten Hag is manager, he will never take Leach out of center back. He tried him at DM at Ajax, didn't rate him there. Never. I don't think he's ever played him at left back. I think he just wants Leach as a center back. I don't think he'll play him anywhere else. But it is where it is with that kind of place. But I've said that maybe Leach could play left back. Obviously, he's defending the channels is kind of spooky, so I understand why some people wouldn't want to play him at left back. That is kind of his one weakness. So yeah, Leach is a very interesting and unique player. He's very, very unique. Very, very unique. I'm great, my boy, Ali Ball. I'm doing good, man. It's been a good week. Also, let me know, chat, if the super. I'm not saying you guys need to send a super chat or anything. That's up to you. But is the super chat option there now? Because YouTube made me a partner today officially. So I just want to know if that's there or if it's still like a little bit delayed. So let me know. The fullbacks link have been spooky for a while. Absolutely, man. They've been absolutely spooky for a minute. We do need better fullback options. Obviously, the thing with United at left back is you do have the top prospect in Amos coming up soon. So maybe United aren't as proactive in the left back market because of an Amos. But at right back, it's really there's no prospect. No, thank you. There's no super chats yet, yo. YouTube are wafflers, man. Honestly, I need to like kind of fix that and stuff like that. We'll see. So yeah. Theo Hernandez go big. That's not happening. That's unfortunately outside the budget. That's outside the budget restrictions. I appreciate you, but yeah, and I thought the super child show was up, man. YouTube frauds. I gotta go. I gotta ask Staffy about that. But yeah, it's been a bad 24 hours for United. Yeah, I've seen a few. I don't think even it doesn't take an ITK to even say that. I'm gonna be real. I think everyone knows United spent big on Lenny Euro. Xerxes was that's fund related stuff like that. But it's not that United are looking for players that maybe like they don't want to go too overboard PSR and stuff like that. Greenwood sale also some of it goes to Hetafe as well. You got to figure that. Kwambala, in my opinion, should have the fact that it was homegrown 12 mil could probably help in terms of a Henkel situation. So maybe we have that, but it is looking like a sell to buy situation now, and we were maybe we were broke, man. Maybe we underestimated how broke we were personally. But yeah, it's peak when it comes to that. But not much else news, honestly. Midfield is the same shit. Apparently the Ligt race is over. We're not really gonna get the Ligt, which kind of sucks. But that's why we need to go get Henko now. I think also Henko for me would be better for that. Give it up. OD, give it up. That's why you're not getting modded. But yeah, it's a little bit peak now. I would like to see a lot two more signings come in though. We need to at least minimum get 4. Amrabat's also back on the table. I've already said I'd rather take Amrabat back than sign Ugarte. So maybe you're not listening to me from that perspective. But we do need to get a couple more players in. Preferably, I would like a left center back. I would like at least one midfielder. And then we go from there. We'll see what happens. We might have to take some losses on some players like McTominay. We might have to settle for a little bit less, but we need to get some players out now. Casemiro market is dried up. I've already admitted defeat in terms of Casemiro. The guy's staying here. We have no hope. So it is what it is. I'd actually take Kiwior. I'm not gonna lie. I think Kiwior's a good player. I think he's solid. He's better than Lindelof. I'll tell you that much. So there's that. So I wouldn't be opposed to it. Absolutely not would I take that guy on my football club, man. Have to get 2 center mids. Yeah, obviously 2 midfielders would be really, really, really good. But at the end of the day, I don't know what to expect from that. Also, we have a couple of midfield prospects that maybe United could call up. Like Collier probably would be some. It's cost effective at the end of the day. So yeah. SCG. I don't really think they are, but I hear it. You may only buy in check. I don't want either of them. I don't want Twinkle Toes, the Portuguese version, and I don't want that guy. So yeah, we're not doing that. But you know what? Let me real quick because obviously United transfer news are kind of dead right now. So obviously, I also saw one thing. This isn't United related, but I saw Reece James play DM yesterday for Chelsea as a right back. He was inverting into the midfield, and this is where I have an issue with the sport of football, where it's going. How do you take one of the best attacking fullbacks we've seen it in the past 5 years, right? Reece James has been an absolute phenomenon when he plays. When he actually plays, obviously he's very injury prone. But when he plays, he's an absolute beast at right back, up and down the pitch, attacking fullback. Shout out to Culture Camps. He kind of coined the term a little bit, made it popular. Beast of a crosser, fantastic finisher, all that kind of stuff. And then now you have Reece James, who did play midfield at Wigan and when he was in the championship. Fair enough. It is what it is. But you have someone like that plays right back. That's a beast. That's probably your best offensive threat outside of Cole Palmer when he's fit. If we're going to be really honest, and you're playing him as an inverted midfielder, bro. This is why we say the sport has gone woke. It's absolutely terrible for Maresca, bro. I don't like that, and he's going to do the same thing with Malo Gusto. I don't like that, man. Invert your left back, bro. Your left back options are dead. Invert them. Why are you inverting a dynamic fullback that can get you like 10 assists, 10 plus assists in the season when he's fully healthy? Over Malo Gusto, who I think had 7 assists last season, right? And he's only going to get better. He's only 20 years old. So for me, that's absolutely an atrocity, bro. Bro, Pep really has to be football, man. This is why people call it Pep the GOAT. I bring up these points, bro. We have asterisks. We have negative connotations towards him. Give it up, bro. I've been live like 5 of the last 6 days. Why am I using the wrong outlay? How am I using the wrong outlay? This is the right outlay. Is it not the right out? Is it not the right outlay? I'm bugging out. Give it up, man. Because Reece James, all right, relax. All right, Reece James is not the most like physically like in terms of that, but he's still a beast when he actually plays. I think his creative numbers are still actually really good. Big up my boy JJ. But you're such a fraud. Facts, Reece James is the best. He's not the best right back in the world, but he is one of the best right backs in the world when he is fit. I don't think he's the best. But yeah. How would playing in midfield help your fitness issues? When you play midfield, you have to cover the most ground. So how does that help fitness issues? Tacticals would have. I ever saw Marcelo inverting, I swear to God, I'll slap someone. I bet I slap someone. But hold up. Top 25 soccer players. There we go. But yeah. Carvajal Hall is actually the best right back in the world for me. I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely think Carvajal is the best right back in the world. I think consistency-wise, he's been the most consistent for about past 5-6 years. Is he the most talented? No, I think Reece James, I think and Trent are more talented than him. But yeah, man. Bro, the term would have been perfect. Why do you think I wrote a whole article? I wrote like a 2,500 word article on Timber. When I wrote for the United Journal, this was 2022 when Ten Hag got appointed. Timber's agent even read the article because we sent it out to him and stuff like that. But I really wanted him, man. I really wanted Timber. Obviously, we ended up getting Licha, which I'm not mad at. And maybe we should have maybe gone for Timber the year after to push a little bit harder, but it is what it is. I'd rather see Reece James as a right center back in a back three than ever see him as a midfielder. If SCG can give us Anderson, I might forgive him. Nah. I mean, he's good though, but hey, relax. I can say Staffy hype, but respect my vice president of Great Talks, please. Thank you. Do you impress with Chelsea new play style under Maresca? But it's still too early to judge. I didn't really watch the game last night. I'm not gonna judge it based off Chelsea versus Wrexham. I think there's no point of doing that. Maybe when they play a better team, I'll see. But I heard Lavia looked good. I heard Mark Gui, however you pronounce his name, the Spanish guy, looked really good. I've heard that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm really not going to take anything from Matata yet. How come you don't call what? I talk to you every day. What are you talking about? Yeah, we'll get to that list. We'll get to that list. Speaking of that, we should probably get to that list now. Because you know what, we might be here for like an hour when we talk about this list. Let's go. How come you don't call me? Well, first of all, that's not even Mediterranean. You didn't even spell Mediterranean, right? So there's that. So learn how to spell, please. Thank you. Before you even get to that, and do have to be T. Well, first of all, TK is closer to me. He's literally. There are parts of my country that are in Turkey. Like my mom's island. There's a beach I go to where my cell service changes from Greek to Turkish. So I have to call him that. You are bro. Give it up, Safi. Honestly, man, I've had enough of you, man. I've had enough of you, bro. All right. So give it up, man. All right, let's do this list, man. Let's do this list. We're gonna start from 25. All right, chat. Should we go 1 to 25 or 25 to 1? Let me know. Let me know which way you guys want to go, backwards or frontwards. PSV right winger Johan Bakayoko on Man United legends. Van Nistelrooy. Really interesting. I mean, I like Bakayoko. I don't know how much PSV would want for him though. Y'all want 1 through 25? All right, say the list. We'll do that. We'll do that. Don't do that. Shout out TJ, the guy that doesn't know how to say bumbleclot. Oh yeah. All right. It's the first time TJ's been in my comments. I promise you. All right. All right, here we go. This is up. Right. Yeah, man. What do you say? Wahali? Yeah, it's clip, bro. It's clip. All right. So number one, it's pretty self-explanatory. This is the best player of all time. This is the best player of the 21st century. So obviously he should be there. 10-time La Liga champion, 7-time Copa del Rey winner, 4-time Champions League winner, 6-time Champions League top scorer, 17-time FIFA Fifth Pro World 11 World Cup winner, 2-time Copa America winner, 2-time FIFA World Cup Golden Ball winner, 8-time Ballon d'Or winner, and obviously the record goal scorer for Barca and Argentina. Yeah, man, it's the best player of all time. It's the best player of the 21st century. He'd be the best player in any century. And yeah, man, we're getting to the end of his career. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see what happens, what he does after that. Maybe if you said bumbleclot, right? I give you mod, but you don't know how to say it. So until you fix your pronunciation, you're not getting mod. So yeah, it's pretty simple. And number 2 is even just as simpler, to be honest. CR7. I'm not gonna lie here though. I might get into my real conspiracy theories when it comes to this, because all I'm gonna say is Messi had all those accomplishments, and CR7, not all his accomplishments are there. I'm not gonna lie. First of all, his Euros isn't even there. I'm sure he's been in the FIFA Fifth Pro 11 like probably 15 times. So all-time Champions League record goal scorer as well. All I'm gonna say is, man. So that's all I'm gonna say, man. I'm working so I can. Yeah, absolutely. It's so nice. Nothing but kind words. But yeah, I think CR7 number 2 makes most sense. There was a time where I would have him number 1, but eventually I had to give it up. You know, as all Ronaldo fanboys should do. Will. So yeah, man, like all-time Real Madrid record goes. See, that's what I'm saying. They have checklists here, bro. They have checklists here. I'm not gonna lie. CR7 Nation, but yeah, man, he's the second greatest of all time, in my opinion. My favorite footballer of all time, in terms of he's the one that got me into the sport. Absolutely deserves every single credit that he gets. I don't like how his career is kind of getting rewritten. A few people are disrespecting him. I don't like how it's aging, and part of it is why maybe he should have retired a little bit earlier. Maybe he's overstayed his welcome in football. Even though, in my opinion, when a player has been that good, you should absolutely always show them respect to the day they retire. But we all know how fan bases and social media are in 2024. And his fan base doesn't help either. But at the end of the day, peak CR7 from let's say 2007 to about 2014, 2015, you can't say you saw more than 3 players better than that ever. So, in my opinion, yeah, man. Messi 1, Georgie Hadji 2. Georgie Hadji 2 is crazy. Shout out Georgie Hadji though, man. Trying out. Number 3, TT Henry. All right, this is maybe where my age shows and stuff like that. I personally do not think that Thierry Henry is the third greatest player of the 21st century, because what that says, I think Leah said it yesterday. He gave me the idea for this as well. You're saying that after Messi and Ronaldo, right? Those two, obviously, those are the top two of the 21st century. This is their century. After those two, you're telling me that Thierry Henry is the best player after that. For me, that's absolutely crazy, because Thierry Henry is not better than what's his name? He's not better than Neymar. He's not better than Dino. Is he better than Suarez? That's up for debate. Is he better than Benzema? That's up for debate. So it's like he's the greatest Premier League player of all time. Absolutely, I think that is true in terms of stats, everything like that. But I personally don't think that he can be the best of the rest when it comes to after Ronaldo and Messi. I just don't think so. I don't think he's a greater player than Neymar. I'm gonna be real. I really don't. I really don't. I know he's cold. I watch games back and stuff like that, but for me, I just don't think so. Yeah, like was Henry better? Was Henry a greater player than Iniesta and Xavi in the 21st century? Think about what Iniesta and Xavi did, what they won, what they meant to the sport of football, how they revolutionized it. Like I don't see it. I really don't. Nah, Henry's greater than Scholes. I'm gonna be real. Henry's greater than Scholes, but is he greater than Iniesta? He's top 5, top 6. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be top 10, but he's I called him the Premier League GOAT. There's no issue with that. He is the Premier League GOAT. But we're also talking about players that are different, bro. I'm saying Henry was not better than Neymar. Neymar is a better footballer than Henry. He just got shagged in terms of circumstance. So, like, for me, like, I think Thierry Henry's top 6, top 5, probably. But I just think there's a couple players that you could maybe argue better. But, I mean, also, by the way, half of the accomplishments happened before the 2000s, but anyway, nonetheless. Number 4, Zinedine Zidane. Obviously, if this was like a 90s list, Zidane would probably be like top 2. I personally don't think he should be top 4 he only played, first of all, 6 years in the 2000s, the 21st century to be specific. Half his accomplishments happened before the 2000s. His prime was in the 90s. He won his Ballon d'Or in the 90s. Obviously, he had his best international performances, you could say, were in the 2000s, so the Euros and then World Cup 2006. So that's fair. Won the Champions League as well. He should be top 10. But, like, if you go specific and say in the 21st century alone, just saying 21st century, take away what Iniesta did what Zidane did in the 90s and all that kind of stuff, right? Is Zidane a better player than Iniesta in the 21st century? I don't think so. Is Zidane a greater player than Xavi in the 21st century? I don't think so. Is Zidane a greater player than Neymar in the 21st century? I don't think so. So it is what it is. Zizou big boy Henry Fernandez. Yeah, obviously Zidane was the alpha of the French team. That is a fact. But like for me, Henry should be higher than Zidane. I know some people might find that controversial, but Henry in terms of club level in the 21st century absolutely clears Zidane. Because don't forget, for most of the 2000s that Zidane played in, the 6 years, Madrid were horrific in terms of accomplishments for about 4 of the 6 years because they failed the what's it called, the Galacticos era, which I have an article coming out on it today. So for me, I think Zidane's obviously fantastic, but I think based on the guidelines of this list, the rules, for me, I don't think he should be top 4. I think he should be top 10 because of how good he actually was. But top 4, 21st century, it's kind of crazy. He is, but we'll let Arsenal fans have one. Okay, we'll let him have one. But one needs to go, man. One of the best player I've ever seen. Number 5, Luka Modric. I'm not gonna lie. I love Luka as much as anyone. One of my favorite midfielders of all time. Possibly my GOAT midfielder. Sometimes I put him there. I think top 5 for me is a little bit crazy. First of all, because I don't think Luka's better than Neymar, and I don't think Luka's better than Dino in terms of 21st century. So I personally don't think so. So obviously, longevity wise, he absolutely deserves to be in here. What he's done for the past 10, 12 years has been incredible. Aged like fine wine. What he meant for Madrid. Legend of the game. Like I said, one of the best midfielders of all time. Table one. Broke the name of Ronaldo, Messi, Ballon d'Or, Domino, Monopoly. So I'll give him credit for that. But top 5, I think it's a little bit too much. I think a little bit too much. Calm on. Let's not go too far, bro. Yeah, see, y'all trying to go into roads I can't follow, man. Y'all trying to go into dead end zones, bro. You gotta give it up, man. Relax. I know who number 6 is, by the way, and I think this for me is one of the worst rankings. There's 2 rankings that are really bad. This is for me one of the worst ones. Kylian Mbappe, number 6. I love Mbappe. I do think he's the best player in the world. Don't get it twisted. I think what he did at the World Cup was absolutely spectacular. He might end up retiring as the best World Cup player of all time. That is an absolutely amazing accomplishment to have, and he might end up winning 2 or 3 World Cups, right? With how dominant France are, all that kind of stuff. But first of all, mostly about 95% of this list, all their stories are written. This guy, Mbappe's story is still not finished. It's nowhere near finished, and especially now he's got to Real Madrid, it's absolutely nowhere near finished. But in terms of what Mbappe has accomplished so far in his career, the World Cup, obviously, which I think gets overrated at times in terms of the impact that he actually had. I think he was actually spectacular at the World Cup, but for me, that was always Paul Pogba's World Cup. That was always Antoine Griezmann's World Cup, in my opinion. In the Euros, the 2 Euros that he's played in, he's been absolutely diabolical. He's dominated Ligue 1. We'll give him that, even before PSG when he was at Monaco, which is impressive. But he also hasn't won a Champions League yet. So internationally, yes, he probably is top 10 already in terms of what he's done internationally. That's fine because of the World Cup. But club level, nowhere near done enough yet to be considered top 6, to even be considered top 15, in my opinion, in terms of what other players have done. Because we just named so many players that have won a Champions League, that have won multiple league titles at the peak of leagues. I don't think so. He's there yet. He might end up retiring in the top 6. That is absolutely fine. But in terms of what he's done so far, I don't think so. I don't think he's there yet. I think so. This is a harsh on Mbappe, and this is so disrespectful to legends that have finished their careers. Like, for example, Iniesta. There's no way that Mbappe has been better so far in his career than Iniesta was in the 21st century. Because Iniesta was an absolutely amazing player, arguably the best midfielder of all time, the best dribbling midfielder of all time, the croquetas, everything he had, the link, the passing, every single thing. World Cup winning goal as well. Part of the best midfield duo that we've ever seen in our life, and it's also fitting, by the way. We might as well combine the two. Xavi, who's 8, so it's only fitting that those two are together, right? They for eternity will be combined together, right? You can't think of Iniesta without Xavi. I just don't see how Mbappe has been greater than them in the 21st century. Like I could hear Luka more because of Luka, like all the 6 Champions Leagues, made a World Cup final with Croatia, World Cup semifinal with Croatia, won the best player at the World Cup. It's like, bro, Iniesta and Xavi. Sometimes I underrate Xavi sometimes, bro. Obviously I caught like the first time I really remember watching Xavi was like probably the 2011 Champions League final and stuff like that. Like I know people that, like, I watched 2008 Euros and stuff like that, but I wasn't like, I remember it, but I can't like remember specifically like a player's performance, right? Like it has to be very memorable. I don't remember Xavi's like being memorable, but I looked at the stats. I looked at the 2009-2010 season that he had, the 08-09 season that he had was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, like 20 assists in 35 La Liga games, right? That's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, man, I just don't think Mbappe's better than them, but they absolutely deserve to be here. For me, I think Ines is probably top 5, but Yeah. Number 9, R9, which is fitting. Mbappe. The thing is, though, in the 21st century, there is in the 21st century, because don't forget, R9's prime came in the 90s, right? That is when R9 was at his best. That was when he was probably the best player in the 90s, talent wise, right? Absolutely, R9 was the best player. But in the 21st century, obviously we have the 2002 World Cup, which he was absolutely phenomenal for. I think he won player of the tournament, won the ball, ended up winning the Ballon d'Or that year, all that kind of stuff. But I actually think Mbappe with R9 in the 21st century is closer than Mbappe to Iniesta, to Xavi, to the guy that we're going to talk about right after this in Ronaldinho, right? I actually think Mbappe is closer to R9 than he is to the other ones because the other ones dominated the 21st century. R9 didn't dominate the 21st century. He in the first 3 years maybe he dominated, but that's only a 3-year span. The other ones have 8-9 year spans. That's much longer. And Iniesta probably would have won a Ballon d'Or if Lionel Messi didn't exist, right? So yeah, I think for me, and like it's fine having R9 in the top 10 because he's R9. But for example, the guy right after him in Ronaldinho, there is no one on planet Earth that watched football in the 2000s and would tell you that R9 was better than Dino in the 2000s. Because that's basically the span they played in the 21st century, right? Just they didn't play in the 2010s. Maybe Dino did for a year, but Ronaldinho owned the 2000s. When you think of 2000s, you don't think of Messi, you don't think of Ronaldo, you think of Dino because he had the best peak in the 2000s. Like that 3-4 year peak, Ronaldinho was the best player in the world, and he not just the best player in the world, one of the best players that you've ever seen in our lifetime. So, and obviously the question has always been longevity versus like peak. Like, what do you take more as a measure? When your peak is that good, I'm not gonna lie, because it wasn't just like a 1-year peak, right? It was a 3 to 4 year peak where he was absolutely the best player in the world. I think that's enough of a peak to be like, yeah, he's one of the best ever. And I know most people will say, and a lot of people like that are like 3 to 4 years older than me will say Dino is their favorite ever, which is fair enough. Obviously, I caught the tail end of Dino, so I can't say that for me. But I watched I watched the comps and watched full games of him, and the dude was the most entertaining show on planet Earth, let alone just football. And like all this, he won all this in the 2000s, right? Like R9's accomplishments, like half of them came in the 90s. Like one of the World Cups came in the 90s. One of the Ballon d'Ors came in the 90s. Golden Ball winner was in the 90s. It's like one of the FIFA World Players of the Year was in the 90s. Like Coutinho, FIFA World Cup 2002, Ballon d'Or 2000, I think 5. Copa America, I don't remember exactly what year, but I know it was one in 2000s. 2-time FIFA World Player of the Year 2000s. 2-time La Liga 2000s. Champions League winner, it's not on here, but 2000s. Bro, the guy was the best ever. In terms of that. So I think for me, 10 is way too low. He should probably be top 5. Like R9 was not better than him in 21st century. I think I have Dino over every single person on this list. I'd have him over Zidane as well. It's like for me, he's mad disrespected, but yeah. Next up is Zlatan. Might be a little biased here because Zlatan is one of my. I don't think I have 3 favorite. I don't think I can name 3 strikers that I like more than Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I think the only one I could really name you is really probably Rooney and Van Persie because they play for United. But Zlatan, bro, it's like obviously accomplishments wise, he don't have what other players have on here. But in terms of ability, the uniqueness of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, one of the most unique players of all time, an absolute unicorn of the game. What he could do at 6'5" was absolutely incredible. And there were times where he probably was the best striker in the world. You can make that argument for him. I think 11 is a little bit too high. I probably would have had him like 15th, 14th. But yeah, man, I think for me, it's a little bit too high, but he should be top 15. I think he, at the level of striker that he was, obviously, he's not better than Henry. But yeah. Number 12, Kevin De Bruyne. I think this is another one that's too high. I think KDB is a fantastic footballer. Probably one of the best attacking midfielders we've ever seen. The accomplishments speak for themselves. They're right there. Champions League winner, 6-time Premier League winner, 3-time Player of the Year. Seven-time FA Cup or EFL Cup champion. Like, but first of all, international, nothing there. And if actually, that's the thing with this list, right? If we go off accomplishments, KDB's higher than Zlatan, right? But he's also not really. He's not a better player than Zlatan. But then we have like then we go to like Modric and Mbappe. Yeah, Modric is probably more accomplished than Iniesta and Xavi, but he's not better than them. He's not like that's what I'm saying. So it's like it's very mixed on like what the actual criteria for this list was. Because I don't know. For me, KDB is not top 11, not top 12. I wouldn't have him top 15. I'm gonna be real. I really wouldn't have him top 15. 2010s, he'd be like in 2020s, absolutely would be there, but I think there's way too many good players. Like Toni Kroos, for example. I don't think KDB is better than Toni Kroos. I really don't. I really don't. I think Toni Kroos is one of the best dictators of plays that we've ever seen. His passing is absolutely obviously sublime. Accomplishment wise, he's won everything there is to be won in the sport. International trophy, Champions League, leagues, won multiple leagues in different countries. I just think for me, also I don't think like in terms of Modric and Kroos, I don't think Modric is 8 spots better than Toni Kroos. I think kind of they should also be linked a little bit together. So yeah, I think either Kroos is too low or Modric is too high. It's like so one of the two. I don't think they could be that separate, in my opinion. And then Sergio Ramos, the best defender of the 21st century. Not the best defender. Let me no. He's not the best defender. Possibly the best center back. Because I don't think Ramos is like the best of pure defenders, but Kroos. I don't think so. Only because I think Modric has a little bit more game-changing ability than Toni Kroos. That's why I would have Modric over him. But no, because number 15 we're gonna have a whole long discussion about. Number 4, I just think Ramos, clutch-wise, the clutchest defender we've ever seen, will pop up with the header that needs to win it every single time. Like Decimo will remember. Penalties will be there. Defensively, I think sometimes he gets a little bit underrated. Sometimes he gets overrated. It's a little bit mixture of both. I don't think he's the best pure defender. Like even Pepe, for example, is a better pure defender than Ramos. Nesta, Maldini, Rio, Terry, Vidic, all them kind of guys. But as a leader, always there. Played as a fullback and was one of the best in the world. Played as a center back, was one of the best in the world. Bro, he's won it all. Absolutely deserves to be on this list. I think 14th, probably the highest defender so far. I think for me, that's fair. I think for me, that's absolutely fair to put Ramos there. Number 15. Now, this is where I have an issue. Carlos Puyol. Number 15. You mean to tell me that Carlos Puyol was the 15th best player of the 21st century? 15th. 15th. Carlos Puyol. They're trying to tell me that Carlos Puyol was the second best defender of the 21st century. The second best. First of all, if I go through the names, he's not better than Ramos. He's not better than Vero. He's not better than Terry. Hell, he's not better than Van Dijk. He's not better than Nesta. He's not better than Maldini. He's not better than PK, by the way. He's not better than PK. He's not better than Pepe. I'm going to take Rafael Varane over him. Thiago Silva, I'll take over him. Chiellini, I'll take over him. I had a name, but it snuck out of my mind. Try to think. Oh, Mats Hummels. I'll take Mats Hummels over Puyol. Whoa. 15th. And because I know what Neymar is, the fact that this guy was voted above Neymar after having Piqué hold his hand, because when Piqué came back to Barca after leaving United, Piqué held his hand. 15th, Carlos Puyol. Do you know how nuts that is to have Carlos Puyol 15th best center back? No, he might be 15th best center back. 15th. Do you know how nuts that is? That's absolute insanity of the highest order. It's blasphemy of the highest order. Ridiculous, bro. Absolutely ridiculous, bro. There's no chance on earth that Carlos Puyol was the 15th best player in the 21st century. Bro, put Puyol on today's football. I promise he's getting cooked. I promise you, man. I promise you, Saliba's a better center back than this guy. I'm not even joking. Saliba's a better center back than this guy. Kareem Benzema 16th. I think when you factor in 21st century, I think like Benzema being 16 kind of makes sense. He's more like the 2010s, 2020s. I think Benzema is one of the best strikers I've ever seen. Technician of the highest order as a striker. Probably one of the most complete strikers ever. Could do it all. Finish, assist, link play, win headers, duels. I think for me, and the fact that this guy is not on the list, by the way, Di Maria is not on this list, but Carlos Puyol list is absolutely ridiculous. That they want to tell me that this guy is, bro, I had enough, man. But yeah, Benzema, I think for me, deserves to be on this list. I think 16th is probably a little bit right, but there are some strikers, maybe like a Suarez that you could argue is better than him. I take Benz personally, but I understand. I do think that yeah. I think Suarez hit the highest peak of any 9 post R9. I don't know. I think Benzema had the best peak. I think post CR7 Benzema was the best piece since R9 only because of the conditions that Benzema had to play in terms of who his attacking partners were, the inconsistency of Real Madrid of injuries. Like Suarez, don't forget, Suarez, even at Liverpool, had an amazing attack. He had Daniel Sturridge, he had Raheem Sterling, he had Steven Gerrard behind him. Barcelona obviously had MSN. I think what Benzema had at Real Madrid post CR7, where it was like really no attackers. You had Wash Bale, you had Wash Hazard, you had Vinny that what's it called, hadn't developed really into that player yet until Benzema's Ballon d'Or year. All that carrying that Benzema had to do. I think for me, I'll take Benzema over Suarez personally, but I think 16 is fair for Benzema. But you're trying to tell me that they're trying to tell me that Carlos Puyol was better than Sergio Busquets at Barcelona. That's what they're trying to tell me. Yeah, he has the third most assists, but let's not forget who is attacking. Like Suarez had Messi. Like, I understand. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. But Busquets is below Puyol. The best DM of all time is below a top 35 center back of all time. Busquets. Who, by the way, I don't know how Cruz is above Busquets, but nonetheless, though. Busquets. That's blasphemy, man. Not better, but Puyol the most. No, they won a treble the year after Puyol retired with Javier Mascherano at center back, with Jeremy Mathieu at center back. Most valuable hype, bro. Puyol was playing right back Champions League final 08, by the way. He was not playing center back. He was playing right back. I saw Yaya Toure center back. That guy out of my face, man. But Busquets, man, what a player. I know Oski always talks about seeing Busquets live and like you're mesmerized by him when you watch Busquets play. I do want to go watch Busquets play one time. I'm not gonna lie. I think for me, bro, that kind of player that like what's the saying? Like he plays the game with the slippers on. Like it's so easy. Like it's so effortless. Like it looks like he doesn't even try, but he's just so good. Oh yeah. Criminal, bro. So yeah, the positioning is not bad. 17th, that's fine. But the player ahead of him on the same team in the era that they dominated, who meant more to Barca's dominance? Carlos Puyol or Sergio Busquets? Because the moment Sergio Busquets got inserted into the lineup by Pep Guardiola in 2008, they won the treble. That's all I'm gonna say on that. 18, Lewandowski. That's, I think for me, that's fair with Loa. I think one of the best finishers we've ever seen. his accomplishments is ridiculous. Should have won the Ballon d'Or. And yeah. But I do think though there is one striker that we've talked about in the comments that is better than him. I also don't think that Lewa is better than Benzema either. So I like that Benzema's ahead of him. And there's a winger that we're gonna get to in two spots where I'm gonna have a whole soliloquy on that. I'm gonna get absolutely fuming. But I think 18 is fair for Lewa. I just think that there's a couple players that should have been there ahead of him because Carlos Puyol had managed to sneak in the top 15 that we had to leave out certain players. 19. Kaká. The third footballer that got me into the sports, it's always been the big three. It's always been Ronaldo, Rooney. It's always been Ronaldo, Rooney, Kaká. Those are the three guys that made me fall in love with the sport of football. One of a great, amazing peak, similar to Dino, but not at the levels that Dino hit. But fantastic player, absolutely ridiculous. Talent. PNP, one of the best PNP midfielders we've ever seen. Bro, the guy was gliding on the pitch, and what he did to United in that Champions League was stupid. But yeah, and also because I know who number 20 is, might as well get to it. Nene. Kaká was not a better footballer than Neymar. Yes, he won the Ballon d'Or. Fair enough. If Neymar played in the 2000s, he would have won a Ballon d'Or. On everything I love, I promise you, he would have won a Ballon d'Or. On everything I love, I promise you, he would have won a Ballon d'Or. But now I'm going to go to players that are above him and tell you if they're better than Neymar. No. Hell to the no. For his position, I hear it. No. Fairs. 21st century? No. Hell no. 21st century? No. We go to here. Because this is my top five, right? My top five is Messi, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Neymar, Henry. That's my top five. That's my top five. That's my top five. And let's read this paragraph. The boy Prince has never quite grown into the king of the game. Okay, kind of a hard line. The World Player of the Year award, always seen as an objective, has proved elusive, and he has yet to win a major title with his country. One with his country, played about 12 minutes into it. One also Player of the Year award, fair enough. Never won World Player of the Year, never won with his country. Never won World Player of the Year, never won with his country. Never won Player of the Year. Never won Player of the Year. Never won Player of the Year. Never won Player of the Year or with his country. Same with him. Obviously won it all. Never won Player of the Year. Never won Player of the Year. And why did they never win Player of the Year? For the same issue that Neymar suffered from. Playing in the Messi and Ronaldo era. Based on, I didn't watch Henry like that, but I just like the fact that Henry is like synonymous with like the 2000s when it comes to club football. Like his peak was ridiculous. He had about like 7 straight seasons where he was probably a top 2 player in the world. So that's why I said it like in terms of that. In terms of players, I watched top 5 of the 21st century. I'd have Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, Benz, Rooney, Suarez height. I've always said Suarez height. No, actually, Iniesta's in there too. I'm not gonna lie. But bro, 20th place for the wall. 20th place. Yo, Fred will pay for his crimes what he did in 2022 World Cup, bro. I swear to God, bro. And so was Zaniga for breaking his back. That's what I'm saying, bro. People are gonna think that Vinny's better than Neymar because Vinny won a Ballon d'Or with the competition being Jude and Holland and Rodri. Neymar was making top 10 Ballon d'Or list while playing at Santos. When is the last time you saw a player in the Brazilian league make top 10 Ballon d'Or? It might have been Zico before Neymar. It dead ass might have been Zico, bro. In 1983, while he was cooking Graham Souness. For me, absolutely ludicrous, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. The fact that bro. Cooked them. Bro. They telling, bro. Shout out Pirlo. Should have made this list. Another guy better than Puyol. Liza, my GOAT. Another guy better than Puyol. Also better than Lewa. I also think having someone like Zlatan 11 and Rooney 22nd is crazy, but anyway. Patrick Vieira, Ferris. Suarez 24th is also very freaking crazy. I'm not gonna lie. There have not been 23 better players in the 21st century than Suarez. As much as I dislike the person, that's ridiculous. A player with a look at this reading description. A player with a knack for scoring goals. Suarez found the net wherever he went. So did a lot of top strikers, but you got to talk about like his creativity, all around play, the dominance of the best front three that we've ever seen. It's crazy. And Gianluigi Buffon, the only goalkeeper that made this list, which for me is crazy because it should be Mario Neuer because he's been the best goalkeeper of the 21st century. But yeah, whatever. But Neymar 20th for me is the biggest blasphemy I've ever seen in my life. It is crime against humanity. It is sacrilegious. By far the worst list of all time. The worst list of all time. I need to know who made this list. I really do. I need to debate them. I need to bring them to the stand. What is Omar? Omar always says, "Come to the light. Come to the light, please. Please come to the light." Yeah, keepers don't get. To be honest, I probably wouldn't have a keeper anyway. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Neuer would be the only one I have. I think because Neuer revolutionized the position, and for that he deserves his credit to be in the top 25. But other than that, I really don't care about keepers. Midfielders, defenders first. By the way, there's only 2 defenders on this list. Yeah, I was about to go with Miles read my mind. Dani Alves and Philip Lahm. Carlos Puyo was not better than Philip Lahm. Not better than Dani Alves. Not better than Marcelo. Not better than Roberto Carlos. Not better than Ashley Cole. Not better than Maldini. Not better than Cafu. He's not even better than Trent, bro. I had enough, man. This pissed me off, man. This pissed me off, bro. That's ridiculous, bro. One of the worst lists of all time, bro. Genuinely one of the worst lists, but it is what it is. ESPN hype at the end of the day. I've always said, ESPN have fallen off a cliff at the end of the day, but so yeah, I think for me, it's terrible list. Yeah, I do respect Julian Laurens, Sid Lowe, Gabo Mokrati, but yeah, man, I think it's absolutely terrible. Uncomfortable conversations. Thoughts on Saturday playing, but I still haven't stopped watching the videos. Sai's the funniest person alive, man. I'm not gonna lie. Sai's the funniest person alive. Sai, Sai. The guy was playing basketball, trying to throw the ball in the air like he was a wide receiver. Like he was a quarterback. And then he tried to catch the ball like he was a wide receiver. Nah, bro. His jump shot actually wasn't even that bad, by the way. Said actually had a decent jump shot, but the jump shots were terrible. You should Oh, oh my god, nah, bro, it's so bad. But anyway, shout out Saeed, man. Shout out Saeed. Neuer Peak is stupid. The presence he had on the field was crazy. I feel like attackers didn't like playing against him. Yeah. Neuer's the best goalkeeper of all time. And there's no debating that. Stick to football side. Yeah, stick to football side. Yeah, bro. Basketball's not for them, man. Basketball, nah, bro. Yeah, man. That was so bad. That was so bad. It ain't easy. He did a chest, bro. They like they shot it like this. Like they had no. It was like no form at all. Robin and Reber, yeah, bro. I can name you about 855 players better than Puyo in the 21st century. I'm not even joking, bro. I'm not even joking. Like, it is dumb. Toby's different. Nah, yeah, it was a foul, but just the fact that he traveled in the first place was too funny though. And then he got injured after that. Well, to be fair, TSA already got on his case. You gotta watch that video of him getting interrogated by TSA. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. We did an hour. I gotta start getting ready for work. We did United talk. Not much to talk about. Give it up. And we obviously went through the worst list of all time made by ESPN. I was just the worst list of all time. It's just blast. It's been pissed. I've read it like Tuesday. I didn't want to do a video on it because I knew I would get tight. But then I saw a couple people making videos on it. I'm like, let me actually get my actual thoughts on the list and stuff like that. And something I actually want to do on this channel, do like lists and kind of go over them, tier lists, all that kind of stuff. You guys see me do tier list videos before, all that kind of stuff. So I like to do it. It's just about writing, finding the right list, the right tier list, the right topic to discuss. And we found it in that one. So that's good. Hopefully there's more lists that come out, stuff like that. So trying to do more of those. But yeah, I appreciate all of you. Uthman, Miles Johnson, you was popping in the chat today. JJ, always, my boy. Staffy decided to finally tune in. Wasn't too busy. He thinks that he's Steph Curry. No, you're 6'4", but you ain't sure like Steph Curry. Give it up, bro. Get in the paint and dunk. I promise you. Made list. Now I need to know who made the list, bro. I need to know who the team of voters was, because bro, they be voting like Americans vote during presidential list, bro. It's so peak, bro. So peak, bro. So peak, bro. Name our 20th, As a wise man once said, Wahali, you're correct, bro. Leach is better than on my life, Leach is better than Puyo, bro. On my life, Leach is better than Puyo. I promise you, man. Puyo high enough. Talk soon. They're gonna call me a hater, but talk soon. But yeah, appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like on the way out. Next video today's Thursday, right? Tomorrow's Friday. Game is on Saturday against Arsenal. Saeed, I watched your video about 55 times, bro. Yo, I was at Best Buy yesterday, right? I was ready to tell my boy works at Best Buy. I was ready to tell my boy to put the video on the TVs that they display. I was ready to tell my boy to put them on that shit, bro. Yo, chill on Mitch, bro. Yo, Saeed don't. Nah. Yo, Mitchell Robinson. Nah, Saeed wishes he could dribble like Mitchell Robinson. Oh, yeah, bro. My godson got a better shot than Saeed, bro. He's only 2. That's crazy. Oh yeah, bro. Oh, that cracked me. Nah, that's cracking me up, bro. I haven't stopped watching it. Nah, bro. Saeed too funny, man. Saeed's too funny, bro. Bro, he's worth in Sanasis. He's worth in, bro. Yeah, there you go. That's better, Miles, bro. Bro, I know they play basketball in the UK, by the way. So I know you should be better at basketball than this. It's a popular sport in the UK. Not popular enough because I saw Steph Curry walk the streets of London and not even get recognized, but nonetheless. Bro. Pat, bro. That was so bad. I did not have the wrist to pull the ball. The wrist action was terrible. Big up, Nick. Bro, that's terrible. Anyway, enough of laughing at Saeed. Probably his first time playing basketball, to be fair to him. So we'll give him a pass. Not really, but we'll give him a pass. Bro, it was terrible. Grizz was the worst of them all. Though. He couldn't even touch the rim. It was bad. But anyway, appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe on the way out. Hopefully YouTube updates my monetized shit and shit like that. Would be nice, but that's another discussion for another day. Low-key Staffy teaching Saudi basketball was a dumb video. Hey man, Saudi comes out East Coast. We don't know if Saidi's coming out East Coast this year now. Obviously, I know the United games are on the West Coast, but maybe he comes East Coast too. If he comes East Coast, we'll take him to a court. We won't take him to Rucker Park or anything like that. That's a little bit too. You're not taking my ankles. I promise you, you're not. You're not doing that. You'll post me up and you'll shoot fadeaways on me, but you're not taking my ankles. Nah. I'm not even that good at basketball either. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say like I'm some god at basketball, but you're definitely not taking my ankles. You don't got that kind of range. You don't got that kind of motion, bro. You gotta bump me his clip for you, bro. But anyway, I got you guys. If more news come out tomorrow, we'll go tomorrow. If not, Saturday, United play, stuff like that, all that kind of shit. So I got you guys then. Appreciate all of you. Staffy hype, Saeed basketball hype, JJ Uthman, y'all know. Miles, you've been here a lot today as well. Iskandar, Nessie, all them people, y'all know I appreciate you. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, Saturday. And bro, I am a shooter. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, I am white. Like, always know how to do shit. I'm not gonna say I'm touching rim and shit like that, but I do got a decent shot on me. I also play a lot of defense. I'm very tenacious. I'm very tenacious on defense. I got Pat Bev type tenacious defense on me. I'm not gonna lie. Staffy hype. Anyway, cash out tomorrow. Peace.